Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of Playing with House Money. I'm Ice. You can find me on the Twitter at Iceman_1013. And this over here is my co-host, DJ Prue, the live bet king at PrueBaby10. How are you doing today, my guy?
Doing pretty good, man. Another week of fun times and baseball heartbreaks, but we're alive and well, and we're still kicking. So I'm happy to be here.
That's what it's all about, man. If there wasn't heartbreaks in betting, then we wouldn't do it. The highs wouldn't feel so good if we didn't have those heartbreaks to set us up for it.
I wouldn't have heartbreaks if I didn't know what the top felt like. So
yeah,
I'll take the wins when I can get them, and I take my losses like a man. So we take them on the chin, and then we load back up.
Yep, and you say you'll take the wins when you can get them. Like, we haven't been consistently delivering some winners. So why don't you talk us through your last weekend?
I got to be modest in some form, you know? Like, I can't be an asshole all the time, but my buddy actually texted me today, and he's like, man, good luck to us. And my reply, I probably shouldn't have said it. I probably kind of gave myself a little bit of bad juju. I said, man, we make our own. Simple as that.
Fact.
So we'll run through. You say what?
Oh, I was going to say the good man and Titanic, and that a good man makes his own luck.
You're damn right, but I don't see this ship sinking anytime soon with the way we're approaching this. So
no,
we're a carnival cruise over at Playing with House Money.
Last week, carnival. Did we want to go carnival?
Honestly, it's the only one I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm American, Brian. I've been out of the country one time. We're good. So the people need to know, real quick fun fact about my boy Ice here. Earlier this week was our anniversary of meeting, and the reason behind that is because I was literally fed up of watching Ice cash crazy ass parlays and bets without me. And obviously, he didn't even know me at the time, but he should have. He should have somehow got me those plays. So I'm not upset about it. But you know, so that was August 13th of 2022, and it's been a very fun and eventful year. And you know, ironically, everybody can see those numbers on your Twitter. I had a profit boost. On DraftKings, and I shit you not, I did not purposely try to do this, but cashed a plus 1013 four leg. You know, it was hit run RBIs. You know, I love that. Mm-hmm. So it was almost divine that it had to hit. If that play didn't hit, I don't know. I might have had to question my beliefs at that point. But that was my big nice win. You know what I mean? Like one of those where I went heavy. I really liked the play, the way it was put together, and if it wasn't a profit boost, I probably would have went a lot heavier. But like I said, we'll take the wins we can get them. And then, throughout the week and last weekend, there was a lot of ugly baseball for, every team. It was ugly. So you either had very specific plays that worked out, or you had small plays that ended up working out. So luckily we did have the 1013. That was kind of an enigma for what we were hitting the rest of the weekend. We did hit back-to-back Atlanta ladders. We didn't get the full sweep, but we did get the 2+ and 3+, which were plus 215 and plus 475. Very similar odds both days. I think the second day was maybe 460 or something like that, something random. But we were able to hit those back-to-back games when they played the Pirates. Ugly series. And not so much like score-wise. It was just you only had one superstar go off, and then you had every guy from 6 through 9 go off. Yeah. And in ladders, you're not really, so you might hit a few straights and stuff like that. But we ended up doing okay on those. That was a nice back-to-back as well. Getting a plus 475 in back-to-back days. If you wager wisely, you're keeping yourself alive and pocketing a little bit of money. So that was really nice. And then we actually had another one hit from the Texas Rangers. It was We got the 3+. It was a 3-leg ladder that we did 3+, and then a 2+. And unfortunately, the 3-leg only hit the 2+, but we ended up having Nathaniel Lowe and Marcus Simeon in a 3+ ladder on a 2-leg. So that ended up hitting. It wasn't much. It was a plus 310. But like I said, a win is a win, and our bankroll management lately, especially with MLB, has been a lot lower for everything obviously I just stated. So it was a plus weekend. It was a plus week.
Yep.
Minimal plays, but having that many winners in minimal plays is a very good week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can't complain.
That's it, right? Like we're not gonna have plus 25 weekends.
Right. 6,000. Like people want plus 6,000 plays to cash daily. And like if you're looking at these games or these slates, dude, some of the combos you would have to make and guess. I mean, these plays can't be calculated. Like some of the plays that would have cashed that would have been huge lottos, you can't analytically make those combos for me. You can't tell me you looked at certain statistics and made them. You went out there and picked a few guys that you're fans of or you saw were hot, something like that, and it worked out. And we're not doing that. That's not what we're here for. I can make you a plus 10,000 lotto, one every day for a couple months, and one will probably hit. But I would much rather tell the people that, especially that are watching this, that aren't familiar, it's a long game, dude. This is the long game. That quick stuff you see on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, it's cool. And I know that it's hard to see it and not want it. But if you want to really be in the game long enough to give yourself an opportunity to build one of those or hit one of those, these are the winners you need to stay afloat. And I'll take a plus 310 every day than to chase a plus 10,000 for 6 months. So great weekend for what it's worth.
And that being said, like it's similar to, so that's, some good cashes there on the baseball side. We started the weekend off, winner at 3 p.m. Friday afternoon. We went live at midday.
Yep.
I think we probably went live at 1 p.m. The soccer games kicked off at 3 p.m. and we hit Man City and the Lille game plus 289 winner.
And shout out to you because those first games went exactly how you said they would go.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate.
It took a last minute Lille equalizer.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like that was but it was nice again, it was 1-1. So you weren't winning any other play, like the over 2.5 wasn't cashing, the team totals, neither team scored 2 obviously. So it was just nice to get that. Again, like you said, it's a small winner, but there was 2 games.
Right.
Like when it's a small slate, if you're betting it, and we don't always force the small slates, but if you're going to, you have to accept that, people out there winning plus 2,500s on a 2-game slate, you putting on that every day is just not consistent. Saturday we went 3 out of 5 on goal scorers. We had some decent, if you were playing them straight, and I think that's the big thing that I'm going to look to do this season is pick 3, 4, maybe 5 players, similar to what you would in baseball with like the home runs, right?
Right.
Because the odds you're looking at here, I'm not necessarily always taking the even money favorite to score a goal. We hit, the 3 winners that cashed were plus 220, plus 290, plus 350. And as it goes, the 2 that didn't hit, one was minus 105 and one was plus 160. So we hit the 3 bigger odds. The two smaller odds are the ones that both missed. So
now you know what I'm going to say.
What's that?
That by 3s would have been a nice payout.
Yeah, it would have been. Would have been a really nice payout. So that's I think what I'm going to do now. Like from now on is just play them straight in 2s and 3s, and just have a $1 or 2 on the 5 just in case we sweep. But again, like you said, you're hitting a 220 or 290. It keeps you afloat. You then don't have to worry about going into a Sunday and thinking, hey, like we've only won a couple of plus 300s.
Right.
We need to hit a big one. But when it's a Sunday, when it's European football in the mornings, when it's August 13th, you already mentioned that was the day in 2022 when it was, and funnily enough, it was the same team. It was Brentford. It was Brentford kicked off their season against Manchester United in 2022, and Brentford were 4-0 up at half time. And I cashed the over 2, over 3, over 4.5. And you see me just posting those slips like one after another. And then we cashed an MLS goal scorer parlay that night. Then you saw me cash a $10 into, it was a plus 9,500, I think.
9,900. It was like plus 9,900. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So you saw me cash that one, and you were like, "No,
I've seen enough. I've seen enough." Who is this guy? He doesn't have a profile picture at the time. Like, no, anybody that doesn't know your Twitter or like the journey of where you were at that time, no profile picture. You could tell he's like this British guy that's like, I know this soccer shit, and I'm about to show y'all how much I know this soccer shit. And I had seen enough. The 9,000 parlay, when I was like, I could have turned $10 into almost 1,000. I need to find out what this guy's looking at. I think it took you. I think it took you like a week after that to cash me like 4,000 plus 4,000 parlays. The soccer goat. He's the head of the SGC, but he's the soccer goat. That SG is we're gonna, that could be intertwined in many ways for Ice.
But yeah, so we went into that Sunday, like the anniversary of that day, and again, it was just, like I say, just whatever word you want to use to call it, like fate, whatever word, to say, hey, like it's this day of the year, like it's 1 year since we started on this journey, and we had the conversations, 9 months ago about wanting to do something like this, and we've turned that into this. We're now 11 episodes through our own show. We're going to talk in a little bit about the fact that we're now branching out, and we're going to have 2 shows from next weekend. And it just so happened that it was a 4-leg plus 900 plus 915 went down to Brentford. Again, the same team that had started my day in 2022 on the right note, at home, first game of the season, we're at home to Tottenham. And if you paid any attention to me on Twitter at the end of last season, we fade Tottenham. They don't turn up in the big games. They lost Harry Kane. So Brentford team total over 1.5 was our last leg, and we cashed at half time. They were done. It was 2-2. We did cover as well. The great thing when you cover, and it was a backdoor cover. It wasn't the Brentford not to score. It was
right.
Hey, well, actually, like if Tottenham come out, and there are goals in this game, because we had that game in a Sunday double, the EPL, the Super Sunday double, both teams to score an over 2.5. So I knew there was goals in it. So I was like, if it comes out and we need Brentford to score the 2, then we'll take Tottenham to score 2 in the first half. And that was plus 580. And it was 2-2 at half time. And that was it. We cashed a 915. We cashed a plus 580. We were very close to cashing a plus 930, which was 1 goal away, which was a team totals. The plus 915 had match goals, 3 games over 2.5 goals, and then the Brentford. So yeah, that was the kickoff on Sunday. We went into the Chelsea-Liverpool game needing 3 goals. That should have been 2-2 at halftime as well. There was 2 goals disallowed in that game, 1 for each side. It was 1-1 at halftime. We needed 1 second half goal to cash that bet as well. And yeah, I looked at the game at halftime and I was like, we could, and probably would have covered ourselves again with a plus 475 at least, for the game to finish 1-1. And yeah, I was out running errands, and the kid decided that she needed my phone, and that was it. Like, she wasn't giving me the time. She's 2 years old. She's not giving me any time. Like, if I don't give her that phone, she's screaming. And yeah, so I gave her the phone. I didn't care. I was like, all right, we only need 1 goal. And then I get my phone back, and it's 1-1 with 5 minutes to go. And I'm like, well.
Like,
so again, it could have been a big Sunday. It was a good Sunday. Don't get me wrong. Again, we cashed a plus 900 and a plus 600 to go with the fact that we had winners on Friday and Saturday. So we won every day. So every day was a plus money day. And like you said, it doesn't matter if that's not huge units. You're keeping yourself afloat, and coming out with more money than you went in with every single day. That's exactly what we want. So yeah, that being said, we roll on to this week. If you're watching us on YouTube, please please subscribe. We've got a lot coming. Certainly as we move into the football season, there's a huge amount to come. We'll talk about that in a little bit. If you're listening to us, whichever podcasts provider you listen on, throw us a review, whether that's Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever. Be thankful for that. And if you want to interact with us, the rest of the Toilets to Titles team, certainly is, whether it's relating to betting, it's relating to college football, to the NFL, hit us up on Twitter, get in the Gilded chat, do that. And if you're tired of just hearing Prue and I talk about our winners every week, hit us up, join the Discord, $10 a month. You can't really go wrong.
And we just had a new member pay $10 and made it back in 3 hours. So
yeah,
don't worry about the $10. You will just let us borrow it for a few hours. We will get that back to you
with interest.
Oh yeah, I had tax for everything.
Oh. What have we got then, sir? What is this weekend looking like?
We're getting down to the nitty gritty now. So the MLB, this is the time. Like, it's a long season, and I've said that all season. I feel like I say that every week, but now we're at the time where division races really matter. The ones that are at least not 15 games between and whatnot. Obviously, being a White Sox fan, I haven't really got to worry about that. To be honest with you, I haven't had too much in my life, but there are teams that are really in legitimate races, and I will start emphasizing that going forward. I did not this week, only because we still do have a little bit of cushion, especially in the main teams that are just high value to be betting your money on. I think it's irresponsible of me to tell anybody to put their money on something that's essentially a prediction, more so looking at matchups or statistics and whatnot. But there are going to be teams that start approaching their weeks, their series differently, like the way that what pitchers they're going to send out there. You'll see the same lineups a lot later in the season, more than you'll see those random lineups pieced together, and then one guy gets 2 at bats and then he gets subbed out and stuff like that. You won't see much of that for the last 30, 40 games. We'll say 30 to be safe, but because this stuff, they know, bro, I need my best out there. So with that being said, though, we do have a couple matchups that I'm looking at that include 1 or 2 teams like that. First off, we have the Texas Rangers against the Milwaukee Brewers. As anybody that watches the MLB knows, that the Cubs are probably top 3, top 5 hottest teams in baseball. A couple weeks ago, they were likely number 1 besides the Dodgers and the Rangers. They've been top 3, top 5 hottest batting lineups ever since Jameer Candelario got there. Kind of like I said they would be, but no big deal. Nonetheless, that matchup between the Brewers and the Rangers is huge for Milwaukee, because I want to say they're only a game and a half back, maybe 2 games back, something like that. Don't quote me, but it's close. It's a very close race for that division. St. Louis has kind of dropped out a little bit, but the Cubs and the Brewers are really going to go back and forth, I think, for the rest of the year. Unfortunately, the Brewers don't have the best pitching. I mean, we saw, even like I said, my Sox put up 7, 8 runs. I think they put up 7 runs 2 games, or 6 runs in 2 out of the 3 games just a week ago, a week and a half ago, something like that. And you know, the Texas Rangers, who I don't think there's a single pitcher in the MLB, like including Ohtani, like there's not a single pitcher in the MLB that I see on the mound that would make me be like, oh, I'm not betting anybody on Texas today. Like I'm avoiding them. There is not a single pitcher that can go through that 1 through 9 and just strike out the side, or like get straight outs the entire 4, 5, 6 innings he's in the game. I'm sorry. They are legit. They are real contenders. And that 1 through 9 lineup, I'm taking all the time. And I'm especially taking them against the Brewers pitching. So that kicks off today. You'll see some pitching changes. Like, everybody can't go to ESPN and look at pitchers all the time, like until actual lineups are submitted. So like, I won't speculate on, you know, exactly who's going to be facing these guys, but it's pretty easy to gauge. I'm sure we'll see Peralta at least once, and anybody that knows baseball, you want to look at the hand that pitcher's throwing with and the types of pitching he's throwing, especially against the Texas Rangers. They hit fastballs, they hit sliders really well, especially Corey Seager. And a few of them hit both handed pitching very well. So that's number 1 on my list for sure. And then we have the Baltimore Orioles and the Oakland A's. Now, the Orioles are fine. I don't see them panicking or anything like that, but at the same time, they're facing the Oakland A's pitching staff. Half of them are lefties. I'd even say probably 3 out of 5 of their main rotation is lefties, if I'm remembering correctly. I know Waldy and JP Sears are for sure. And those are 2 guys that they want to put out all the time. And Baltimore against lefties and lefties that throw fastballs, sign me up. So that's one. I'm more than likely going to do a ladder, 2+, 3+, 4+ on 3 Rangers, probably Seager, Simeon, and Lowe, or Seager, Adolis Garcia, and Nathaniel Lowe, something like that. You can join the Discord and find out, you know, exactly how I do it. And then Baltimore, I'll probably do Ryan Mountcastle, Adlai Rushman, and Gunnar Henderson, your boy.
Cool.
Yes, sir. And then 2 other series that I'm looking for that should just be fun and have value in them just for gambling purposes in general are going to be Chicago White Sox against Colorado Rockies. 2 pitching staffs that like to give up homers and like to give up a dozen runs. So I'm not biased when it comes to where I'm putting my money. I'll let you know right now. Earlier this week, I literally saw Lucas Giolito on the mound for the Angels, and I jumped on it as fast as I possibly could. I don't care if they are a White Sox player, a former player, if it's the Sox in general playing a must-win game. I will put my money on them if I think I can win. So that one, obviously, you know, the main guy that I'm going to say for the Sox against the Rockies, and that's Luis La Pantera. But also, we've seen a switch from Tim Anderson at the plate. Obviously, a lot of the stuff, you know, personal and whatnot, but the man's been batting, you know, over 300, and it's not particularly great. Like, it's not a lot of extra base hits, but he's good for singles. He's been scoring runs. I really like that matchup for him, Eloy, and Luis. And then last but not least, the last one that I'm really eyeing is the Rays and the Angels, because it's a hard series to gauge, especially not knowing the exact pitching you'll see. Like, if Glasnow and Ohtani are on the mound same day, you'll probably see just an absolute battle between them, and whoever gets the best of the opposite pitcher is obviously who win in any game. I guess I could say that it's a very general statement, but both of them have been very good at limiting opposing teams to, you know, 3, 4, 5 runs and even 5, 6, 7 hits. So, I mean, that's going to be a matchup that I'll probably avoid putting money on, and if I do, it'll probably be like an over, or maybe I'll let you make me a case play.
Yeah.
But that's going to be one of those where, yeah, when I can catch like Tyler Anderson against whoever the hell, like, if it's going to be one of those matchups where it's like, yeah, this could be really bad for one of them, or it could be just a game that I completely miss, you know, on my call, there's going to be value. And I know for a fact in one of those games, like, yeah, it's going to be inevitable. The Rays have not been good. Don't get me wrong. They haven't been as good as what we expected, but dude, the Angels they get blown out once every series, damn near. So I don't doubt that Tampa Bay does it. And then there'll be a game that LA, like Ohtani, will probably show up and just be like, I'm the unicorn, bro. You're getting 2 fucking 3-run shots and a triple, and we're going to score 7 runs, and it's going to be 7-6 and stuff like that. So that's going to be a fun one. I'll obviously pay most attention to the pitching on that matchup, which I don't typically do, but there's potential. There's a lot of value, especially going to the last leg of the series, the season.
For sure. Interesting stuff. Again, if you want to support the Toilets to Titles team, join us on Patreon. It's $1.50 a week. And again, that's not just the Playing with House Money stuff. It's access to all of the mock drafts, all of the stuff that the guys have done in the lead up to football season, and then start-sit questions. Like there'll be a start-sit show on Sunday mornings for the Toilets to Titles team. Prue and I might be jumping on there occasionally, show our faces, tell you what we know about fantasy as well as the betting side of the NFL. But like we said, and we've gone into, we've touched on it briefly, from next week, this show will now be going out on Thursdays. So we can give you all of the bets for Thursday night football and the weekend's college football slate. Prue will be going through that. We'll be going through the Sunday slate for the NFL. There'll still be the baseball will be in there just a day earlier. So, yeah, Playing with House Money from next week will be on Thursdays at midday, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And that means that on Fridays in this slot, we will present the SGC, the Soccer Gambling Cognoscenti. And that is soccer completely. It'll be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, me talking through all of the upcoming weekend soccer action, where we can bet it, what we should be betting on, looking at goal scorers, looking at teams. And again, we're into, we've really kicked off the Premier League, but European, the rest of those top European leagues are back in action as of this weekend. And, we saw it last weekend with Ligue 1 in France. Liga 1. Every game on Sunday, both teams are scoring over 2.5. I am very frustrated that we did not play that for, we didn't play every game over 2.5 and every game over both teams to score, because first game of the season it could happen, and it did. So, yeah, European football back in full swing today. 2 bets for today. Looking at your favorite team, FC Copenhagen. They are playing in the Danish Superliga. They've been lights out. I mean, we've played them a couple of times in the Champions League qualifying games, and they've been a little bit disappointing in those games. They scored something stupid like 9. They had a 7-2 game 2 weeks ago, and then the 2 midweek games that they've played have been 0-0 and 1-1, I think. But in the league, they've played their 4 games through now, so we're getting to that point in the season where the rust has gone. And that can't be said for a lot of these other games I'm just about to talk about. But, what you'll see here is 7 picks from me that aren't huge value on their own. But when we put them together, you start to build up a nice play across the weekend. And whether you want to play them on the day, whether you want to go across the whole weekend. But, yeah, FC Copenhagen away against Rive de Var. They are, they're like just in the league. I think FC Copenhagen away in the league have scored 2+ goals in each of their 4 games. So their team total over 1.5, minus 215. And we also have the Bundesliga kicks off this afternoon. Champions Bayern Munich, huge favourites. They're playing away at Werder Bremen. So there's not really much value in this game. Bayern, like I say, are huge favourites. Harry Kane will probably make his debut this afternoon for Bayern. He's gone to finally try and win a trophy there is part of me that really wants to put money on Dortmund future to win the league this year, just because I think the whole Kane hasn't won a trophy for Tottenham thing, and then he's gone to Bayern, who are like, if you're going to look at all of the top leagues in global football, Bayern Munich are probably the shortest odds to win their league. So for the fact that Kane has gone there, I just think it would be very ironic if they did not win the league this season.
Are we going to see another Neymar to PSG?
I mean, quite possibly. I mean, he's minus 220. He's going to be minus 200 to score every week. He's going to be like Haaland was, or still is in the Premier League. But yeah, there's just no value there. But I think, again, we talk about the rust, first game of the season. Bayern will score a couple, of course. Likely Kane will probably get them. But their defense isn't great. Like in this league, every team can score. And Bremen being the home team, first game of the season, both teams to score minus 160. It's actually cashed in their last 4 head-to-heads. So, yeah, I like Bremen to get on the score sheet. There is a sneaky I might have a sneaky play on Bremen to score twice at plus 300. That's the type of value that there is on Bremen in this game, because every book obviously has Bayern. I might even take the handicap on Bremen, because Bayern will either score 4 or they'll only score 1 or 2. So handicap on Bremen is not a bad bet, but both teams to score there gives you a plus 138 double on Friday afternoon, which, again, it's not much, but it kicks us off nicely for the weekend. On Saturday, we move into, again, full Premier League slate, only really focusing on one game here for this, and that's Liverpool against Bournemouth. We had Liverpool last weekend, and they only scored the 1, but last year, in their home game at Anfield against Bournemouth, they won 9-0. So they put 9 past Bournemouth last season. And then
I heard that right?
You heard that right. 9. Yeah, 9. And then they went and played in Bournemouth and lost 1-0. So,
of course,
it was. This is soccer.
Poetic justice.
This is why there's no. Yeah, there is no.
That is poetic justice right there.
But I think, again, Liverpool back at home, they got their point last weekend, knocked some of the rust off against a fairly decent Chelsea team. I think a Chelsea team that are going to be much better this season than they were last. But I like the match goals. I think Bournemouth look good as well, so Bournemouth could sneak one. But match goals over 2.5 is minus 286. You probably could take that Liverpool team total, but you're probably not getting anywhere even near plus money for Liverpool to score 3. So again, just not risking it, playing it safe, and adding these all together for a parlay. Serie A in Italy kicks off, and I again am playing it about as safe as you can with the champions of last season, our boys Napoli, and hopefully the big man Victor Osimhen. He stayed, he didn't, hasn't yet signed. There was talk of him going to Manchester United. There was talk of him going to Spain, potentially going to Real Madrid. He didn't. He stayed at Napoli. So if he starts on Saturday, I will be very likely taking him to score. If we can get plus money on him to score any time, then that will be a one that I kind of probably go quite big on. But the Napoli team total over 1.5 minus 210. They're playing away against Frosinone. And they've just been promoted. It's their first game in Serie A. So they're new boys, so they'll want to come out. But yeah, Napoli are they steamrolled most teams last season.
And the fact that they made them play Napoli their first week is just insane.
Yeah, talk about and for the fans, it'll be absolutely fantastic.
Right, talk about a welcome party. Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then the final game on Saturday we're looking at is in La Liga in Spain. It's the second game of the season. They kicked off last week. Almeria played and lost 2-0 at home to Rayo Vallecano. They're playing this week a much easier game against Real Madrid. So again, we're not at this point in the season, we're not playing around trying to find value in the mid-table teams. We're taking Liverpool, Napoli, Real Madrid. Let's keep it simple, keep it straightforward. Real Madrid won their first game 2-0. Almeria lost 2-0. Taking Real Madrid team total over 1.5 minus 205. The 3 from Saturday plus 200. Add that to the 2 from Friday, gives you plus 600 for the 5. So building a nice little parlay there. And then we move into Sunday, 2 games. Austrian Bundesliga, Salzburg have cashed us a lot recently, scoring 2 or 3 goals. I think they've played 3 games, scored 7, conceded 0. So similar theme. Salzburg team total over 1.5 is minus 250. And then, and those 6 to this point, and I know I like the numbers, but those 6, the odds are plus 888. So kind of have to play those 6.
Yeah. On what book?
Then on FanDuel, it was plus 888 for those 6 together. So you might have to look at DK. But the thing is, I can't play it because where I am, I can't bet on the Danish Super League. So I have to. I'm having to play.
Looks like I'm playing a double.
Yeah. And the last game, like to round it off, we are going back to Norway. These guys have been playing. Like we're not relying on a first game of the season to cash the parlay. We're not relying on any. We're going back to Bodo Glimt, the money-making machines. Over 2.5 match goals. They will concede. I say this every week.
Mm-hmm.
I will take them. I will take the both teams to score in over 2.5 at minus 140. But for the 7 leg, again, I'm not risking that they don't concede because they're away against Haugesund, who are not a great team, but Bodo concede away against everyone. So I'm confident in it, but for the 7 leg, you don't need it to give you plus 1,300. Just take the over 2.5 goals, 7 legs plus the over plus 1,300. It only goes up to plus 1,500 if you include that both teams to score. And for me, the risk for the extra plus 200 is not there, not on the last leg. And again, the Sunday double there plus 140 if you wanted to play just the double. So again, it's a two plus 140 doubles and a plus 200 triple if you want to play them individual days. If you want to rack them all up together, like we said, it's plus 1,300. I'll be taking the 6. I'll be taking the Bundesliga game and then all 6 from the weekend. That's plus 1,000, plus 850 if you just do the over 2.5 goals. So, yep, that's where we're going. 7 bets. Next week, like we said, we'll dive in and we'll have a few more. We'll have a bit more talk around the goal scorers that we're going to be looking at. But, yeah, for this weekend, let's take it nice and easy. The rest will be in the Discord. So, again, take a look on Twitter at PW_housemoney, at Iceman1013, at PruBaby10. Come find us, see what we're playing, see if there's any additional matchups that Pru likes in the MLB. Sure, there'll be 1 or 2 that kind of stick out for him as we get closer to the time and find out who's actually playing. Same with me with who's in the starting lineups. So, yep, check us out. Come, tell us if you're tailing us, if you're fading us, what you're betting on. But yeah, anything. I know you've got something going on over there. That's all right, man.
My bad. No, it's just the work phone. It's not important.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. It's 6:30. Yeah, my time by now. Yeah, this ain't. They'll be all right. We'll be all right. Yeah, get there. He can't tell you guys enough. Get there. We can't name everything on these episodes and going through the detail and whatnot. We have write-ups for everything. You can just read, play them, make some money. Let's do it.
Yep. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Shoot us any questions that you can on the Twitter. Join us on Gilded. Jump in the Discord. And whatever it is, good luck with all your bets this weekend. And we'll be back next Thursday playing with more house money.
Yes, sir.